I hear a ring.
I know. I had
Something in here kind of picked up on your vibe.
a good
A
tone
little
in
ring
there.
to it. Yeah. Had a nice ring to it.
All right. Well,
I would dare to say these are two of the best tequilas I've ever had in my life.
I would concur. This is not so. This is not your Cuervo 1800. This is not your plastic bottle. You died. We are. So this is
If
not
we were
today. This is the bourbon.
the bourbon equivalent of.
This is where we're at on these two ladies today. So
So it's kind of interesting. If as Dave is more so than myself, a tequila aficionado, I would title you as, sir. Um, Añejos have always been a brown tequila to me. I know it's part of an age statement that was explained to me recently, but because of the aging process, I think it's what brings the color in.
I believe so.
Okay.
Believe so. So yes, tequila generally is 7 years to make. So from the plant in the ground to full maturity, which is I believe they want to keep it around 2 to 3 feet, 7 years.
Okay.
From there, usually that would be usually usually that would produce clear tequila.
So a
Now
blanco. If
Blanco. Now
okay.
now that being all said, we do have a clear on the table today, but that's not today.
Right.
That's a little different, and we'll get into that. But yes, so 7 years gets you Blanco tequila. From there, they have what is it, the Reposado, and which is a little aged. Then you get into your maturities. You got your añejo, your extra añejo, sometimes your Cristalino, which is new to me also. So
Right.
extra añejo, 7 years maturity. That's all done. Extra añejo is 3 years in a barrel. After that, aging wherever. What's your point today? I believe. What did we say? So
Well, this would be a blend of añejo and extra añejos. Huh? But that was a light pour.
woo, that sure is.
You'll be just fine, sir.
So would you like to? You want me to finish the Cristalino? Or you want to go into that?
Um, you were on a roll. It seemed you were.
All
Unless you
right.
want me to wrap it up, but go for it, sir.
Well, it's your. I guess they're both yours, but so this is your finding. So Mike found this. So this is Grand Centenario. So Centenario is a good brand by itself, according to me. I love this stuff. I believe the Reposado and the Añejo is very good stuff. Now, yeah. So this is some weird.
That's not water.
This is not Blanco. This is we'll even here. So this is Cristalino, and this stuff is a weird.
There's a
Oh,
label
I'm
on
on the
there
wrong one.
somewhere.
Oh, I got the
Hey.
thing on there. So Gran Centenario is, I guess, their upper brand of Centenario. However, the Cristalino is, yeah, aged and extra aged tequila, which would be brown like this, and then they run it, filter it through Mexican silver.
Yeah, and apparently the silver takes the tone or the colors out. But then it's aged in new American oak barrels. And once the aging is complete, it's finished in Calvados barrels, which is would you say, a French
Apple brandy,
apple brandy.
apple bottom jeans.
Boots with the fur.
We're going all over the place today.
Man, just a nice. I mean, it's definitely identifiable as a tequila, but man, what a great.
Florally apple note on the nose.
It's just fresh. It's like fresh linens to me almost. Just has that crisp vibe to it.
And that's so weird every time I try it.
It tastes brown, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to say it.
Beep, can't Mike, come on, Bill.
Sorry, Bill.
Wow.
FCC will be calling any
tastes
minute.
brown.
Jeez.
Wow.
Everything has this.
Yeah, so it it deceives you. It looks like the party girl woo tequila, but that is everything not.
Right. I get a little smoke, very fine hint of smokiness on the back end of that.
When I think you should. So this, I get the smokiness from both of these bottles. I think that's just the age in the barrel itself after the process. That I think it pulls that the wood from the barrel differently from like a bourbon. It just I think that's what you're getting.
Okay. And kind of like bourbon too, I imagine any alcohol, but once you get it on the palate and up in, you get those vapors in your sinuses, definitely pulling more of the apple out of it now.
That's just it's a sipper. You can't. I mean, you could just.
Yeah, but you should be slapped if you do. That's just disrespecting the product.
These are the elevated tequilas. And I don't know. I'm sure we've had this one. Have we done? We've never done this.
Nope, we've had the Cristalino on before. Didn't go into as much detail on it, but we did have that on before. Just I can't help it. That's like the most beautiful bottle of liquor I've ever seen. I think. I mean, that is just a spectacular bottle. It seems kind of dumb, but it is what it is. I think the wife already has plans with it because it goes with our kitchen. So she's not much of a tequila drinker, so I'm doing my part to, train it down for her.
I'll help you with that because that's good juice. That
Mm-hmm.
it's fresh. It's crisp. It
Kind of light. It's not a real heavy. It's a great flavor, but not a real heavy. To me, maybe it's psychological because it's clear. But
well, and I think Sammy Hagar has the best. It's almost recipe for margarita because it's almost like an old fashioned. It's just tequila. It is lime juice and a little bit of sugar and that's it.
wow.
And that would be outstanding. That would be outstanding.
Well, guess what we're doing next? Not today, but in the near future. Stand by. So, yeah, I'm all about a tequila old fashioned of sorts.
Well, he calls it a
Right.
margarita, but there's very minimal ingredients in there. It is barely a
sounds
cocktail, I would say.
All right. Next, sir. Would you like to pour your own? I'm just.
No, whatever.
Whatever.
You want to divulge this one or?
Yeah, I'll go in the.
Right.
So Dave, you brought this back. Was it Cabo? Dave's a frequent flyer to Mexico, literally, and so he brings some stuff back. And this was stuff on one of your trips that you brought back, and you're like, dude, this is like the best tequila I ever had. And I'm always down for the challenge to see if he's telling me the truth or not.
So Mike says we haven't covered this, but yes. So it took me quite a while, and sorry for the glare. The bottle is it's just what do they call that? Boss. It's in the bottle. There's no label. So this is Cava de Oro, which I just looked up. Gold cellar, and this is extra añejo, and I'm trying to get the sticker for you. There you go. So this is extra añejo. So this is I don't think there's another more mature tequila than that. But yes, 3 years in the barrel. Here I go again. But yeah,
And
tell your story.
uh, three in the barrels, 7 years for God. Well, you've covered a lot of that. Um, both of these tequilas are from Jalisco, Mexico. That is just like butterscotch and honey.
So yes, when we go to town in Mexico, there's
That's
many.
still better.
uh,
Holy crap. So good.
They're so different though.
They are so different. You drink that and you think that's the best tequila I ever had, and then you step over to this and you're like, no, it was. And for the price, I mean, it's I forget what you're 150 on that. That was $100. I forget what that one was.
Yeah, 100. I would say 150.
Yeah, I think I gave 150 for that.
Yeah.
Bevmo in California has that for $100,
And
and
that's a deal.
that is candy in a bottle. I mean, that is just as much as I wanted this to be right there with it. It's good. It's great, but it ain't that great.
So yeah, I forget. So I've been going to Mexico for a while. I mean, that's me and the wife's thing to do. But I found that one on a trip to Mexico from a. If you go to Mexico, there's a big yellow chain of liquor souvenir thing stores, whatever. And in
You
the
have
back,
chiclets?
yeah,
Okay,
they do chicle and shirts and
I like chiclets.
spoons and what.
Yeah.
So if you go into the back of one of those places, they have the tequila for sale. And I don't know what trip I came back on, but yes, I have found that bottle, and that has been my favorite tequila since I found it. I've been down there frequent times, and I go down there trying to beat it, trying to.
Right? I see no reason to buy any tequila other than that one. If I'm being honest, it. I don't know that it get better.
Well, now I don't even waste the guy's time because hey, you want some tequila? I'm like, yes. What's better than this? He's, oh, and they have to think about it, and
Right.
and sometimes there's something there, but yeah, that's hard to beat for me. Anyway,
I agree 100%, sir. That's an outstanding beverage. Period. I don't care what you're into. Um, that is just so good. A little bit of cinnamon, maybe in the background, or cooking spice. Um,
it's been a while since I had this,
butterscotch.
and this one is very confusing for people because if you don't or if you casually pour them without them picking up tequila or whatever, they have a very 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 hard time of going. That's tequila
Yeah.
because it is so.
Case in point, I poured my father-in-law a shot of this over Easter weekend, and granted, I cringed because he threw it back like a $2 shot of Jim Beam, but he had zero. I said, "That's pretty good for a tequila, huh?" And he said, "Wait, that was a tequila?" I'm like, yeah, he had no idea. That confuses me a little bit. I definitely can tell that's a tequila by drinking it. Although he's not a big. He likes Jim Beam honey whiskey. The extent of his adventures in the hard alcohol. So I suppose I can get the confusion there. And he knows that I'm a bourbon guy, so I think he just kind of anticipated I was pouring him a bourbon. But yeah, he was kind of confused by it. But I don't want that to. I hesitate to reinforce that because I don't want to take anything away from it. It's such a good tequila. I could.
Well, I think we found polar opposites again because the Centenario is your elevated, yes, but tequila. You get it on the nose. You pick the apple up. You get the agave. I don't. It's kind of a tequila. Kind of gets me in the the jaw. Kind of
Yeah, I get you.
tequila.
Yeah,
Very smooth. It's
it is. If that wasn't sitting there, that'd be a fantastic, one of the best. Well, it is. It's still a fantastic tequila. I'm not going to take that away from it. That being said, though, for a $50 price increase over the Cava de Oro, I will take the Cava de Oro all day, every day. I'm going to drink this one just to finish it to get it off the shelf, and then next time I'm in Cali, I'll probably pick up another Cava de Oro.
well, and just like the margarita recipe, I cannot. I don't want this with anything.
Right, right, yeah. Why mess it up?
No ice. N- Not even on ice. I would this right here.
Agreed. Now, putting that bottle in the freezer in the summertime and just pouring
Maybe,
it chilled, I'll try that.
maybe. We haven't done the Coke can
Oh
in a
yeah,
while,
it's
but
got
dude,
legs.
it's got like thick runners on there. It's way up past the beam. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's just so if you can find this stuff, don't buy it because it's mine.
It's
It's mine.
all mine. No, I mean it's in the lock cabinets and at the beverages and more, but they do keep it in stock at several locations that I went to, so it's good to know. I mean, it's not too far to drive from here where we are to have access.
And people have found out because I used to be able to go to Mexico, and I mean I'm not counting the plane ticket or there's stuff to get it from the streets of Mexico. I'll put it that way. Used to be able to get it 50, $60, and that was a deal. And come up here and deliciousness.
Right.
And then I've had a hard time because I've found it usually up in Washington, but yeah, we're talking that price 160, 150, and then you have a conundrum because I can bring back liquor from when I go to Mexico, but when and how I get to Mexico is involved in the price and this that and
Right.
dude, $100. It's that's yes, all day, every day. Um, cinnamon toast crunchy in the best way possible. I
Yeah.
mean,
I don't know. I just get a ton of butterscotch off of that.
butterscotch. Yeah,
Man, on the nose, on the palate.
I don't know who in my tight little crowd does not know about that stuff, but yeah, that's a good challenge. Pour that, and you know, oh, do you like tequila? Because most people, I mean, don't just sip tequila. I
Right.
mean,
Right. That just kind of like coats and just, yeah, it's running out of dynamic things to say about it. It's a great tequila. It is the best I have ever had, and I've had a fair amount of tequila in my life, but I was real curious to do these two side by side because that was a great tequila when I cracked that and
it's
tried it.
still
And
it's
it's
still
but it's not that it's a really good tequila compared to that one. Anyway, I don't think you can go wrong with either one from a cost effectiveness perspective. Granted, to get to the nearest beverages and more, it's about a 2.5 hour drive. Um, Fortunately, I travel down to that area fairly often. And I can pretty much guarantee every time I make a trip down to Central Cali to see family, I will be bringing one of those home with me.
well. Both of your ventures are going to be far now because you got three for your stag, and then
Yeah,
4 or 5 for
maybe the stag guy has this too. I'll have to check with them.
oh, that would be
That would be a nice,
yeah.
nice thing because yeah, picking up my stag is an overnighter, pretty much.
Well, This will ruin you on any tequila
Yes, it
you have ever had. College, at a party in Mexico. It's so
So while I was out of town, we
sorry,
went
not sorry.
we went to family went out to a Texas Roadhouse for dinner, and I ordered a margarita, upgraded with the Cuervo 1800. And they're like, "Oh, you want the extra? Oh, I
Cadillac.
forget what they call it, the test tube with the extra shot in it." Yeah, sure. That was garbage. It was just absolute trash compared to either one of these. And I used to think 1800 was like some good stuff. No, no. It's yeah. It was just I drank it obviously, but it was garbage. Nothing against Texas Roadhouse. It was great food, but yeah.
There's few tequilas for me in this genre. I mean, your Michael Jordan, the
Sin Caro.
Caro, maybe that. The Jose, what do they call it? De Familia.
On Don Julio, I've got to try some of their stuff, the extra añejos.
Yeah, I don't.
I've got a Blanco that I'm not thrilled with. That'll be a good margarita maker. I would put them in this order with the three that are in this room. I would say Cava de Oro, Centenario, Grand Centenario, and then I'm sorry, MJ, but your Sin Caro is slowly getting ratcheted down the line. Again, not a bad tequila, but I think I paid about 150 for that bottle too. When you can save $50 and do better, why not? That's all I'm saying.
Maybe for our female population, there's a lot of people that when they get tequila, it's a thing. They're not expecting this.
You talking about the ones that just throw them back in shots and do their own Girls Gone Wild videos?
Yes, but I mean, maybe that's the job of tequila is hangovers and bad regrets or something. It's just that they're not. This opens your palate up. You're pulling butterscotch. I'm saying cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah,
It's a game changer.
it really is.
For most people, they just give me a bottle of tequila, and it's not. They're not looking for that. I mean,
Right. It's difference between getting a flank steak and a Wagyu ribeye. So, gotcha. I mean, not every meal has to be a gourmet meal. Not every drink, I suppose, has to be a gourmet drink. But my opinion, life's too short to not drink good alcohol. So,
all right. Well,
well, seriously, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we've got a pretty good variety, both of us, of things to choose from: tequilas, whiskeys, gins. So it's not like that is the sole bottle of focus when people come over to visit. We've got a variety of things, so I'm not going to be tapping into that on a regular basis. Yeah, I shared. Don't judge me.
no. Yeah. Well, in this one, at least has your emergency supply up top. There.
It does.
So,
It does. Anyway, hopefully you guys like the direction we're going here. We're changing things up a little bit, not just bourbon anymore. We will for sure be getting back to some bourbons, but yeah,
well, I think that's where I mean, we were all technical on naming the age statement and what kind of barrels and yada yada. But we like to have fun too. So
right? We're fun people.
yeah. Do we like slamming tequila every now and then? Yes. Yes.
We'll use the green bottle for that. I can't just slam this though. I couldn't sleep with at night with knowing I did that. We'll slam your bottle. How's that?
That's fine.
All right.
I can get more next month.
True. All right. Well, mine evaporated.
Yeah.
Thank you, folks. Sorry we missed the last couple weeks. Had some personal stuff going on, but Um, we're back, and well, I'm thinking next week maybe we ought to get back to some cocktails.
Yeah, you sent me the Dr. Pepper thing.
Right? That
That
looks
looks
pretty good, huh?
delicious. So yes, yeah, reforming back to bourbon, maybe.
Sure. Can't hurt.
Allegedly, yeah, we'll figure something out.
We kind of winged it because I just got back into town last night, so wanted to get back on track with you guys, and we are. And now we'll have a little bit of time to put a little more thought into some stuff. But yeah, I'd like to do some refreshing recipes with summer right around the corner.
And you can say whatever. This bottle is not winging anything.
Nope.
This is solid. Seriously, if you guys have not tried this, go out and find it. It is superb.
All right, sir.
Huh?
I'm,
More debauchery.
yeah, stay tuned. It only gets worse. Thanks a lot. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, and we will catch you next Thursday.